In much of Bach's pieces, you could almost hear this or rewrite it as something for like string quartet, string trio, because it's got these moving parts in places more than just the right hand. And so what I like to have students do is, do you practice separately very much? Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Try from here to here, just the left hand, just so you can hear what's going on. Imagine that as a cello playing, and a couple of violins here, and so I find it, especially in Bach, it's good to take it apart voice by voice. Then you develop awareness of what each voice is like, and sometimes you can bring out some of these things or shape this as well. But practicing this separately is a good idea. Also, it helps you to get to know your piece better. I find, and I've heard other teachers say that, you didn't have a memory lapse here, but when people do have memory lapses, you've seen it happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's usually in their left hand because they didn't practice hands separately, and so their hands only know when they work together. And so if right hand plays just one step off, left hand isn't expecting that, so it's waiting for the right note here. It's not coming, and so left hand's dead in the water, then the right hand's dead in the water, and there's memory lapse. But in the case of Bach, hand separate is good to develop awareness of the voices. Growing up until high school, I didn't practice separately very much, and became a habit until I was, not too publicly shamed, but public enough. When I was studying with Lauren Olson at Washington State, I did the Washington State music teachers auditions, like most students do. And I was doing a Chopin barcarolle. I was a junior then, and it was pretty challenging, maybe a little too challenging for me, but when you're a teenager, you can not only leap this tall building, but the one after that as well. And so I practiced that hands together because I was trying to get my arms around it as soon as I could. And so I perform it for the adjudicator, and she comes up and says, "Oh, very nice, very challenging piece." Then she had me start to play a few passages in the more difficult sections near the end. Play just left hand here. I played the left hand. I was almost dead in the water. And she said, "Well, play the right hand over here." And I tried that same thing. And then she said, you don't practice this separately very much, do you? I said, "No." And so there was my wake-up call. But again, I said, in the case of Bach, that's really good to do. Let's see. Now, no, these are just running eighth notes here. But you can treat this like a cellist might. Okay, a cellist got to swing his bow both ways, right? And so here, do you know any cellists? Ever seen anyone play?
Yeah.
Okay, and so when they go this way, it's called an up bow. And so when they do that, it kind of sounds like it's coming out of nowhere. When they go this way, it's called a down bow, more emphatic, right? Up bow here. So, as far as pianists go, that translates to pianissimo in the slight crescendo of the piano. Okay, and then here you got that G. So there, normal conventional wisdom says that your slur would be all of that, right? If there was a slur.
Yeah.
But try this. So change your bow direction. Cellist is going down bow here, up bow here. Do just right hand from here. So here pianissimo, up bow, just a left hand.
Just my left hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start a little softer. You're okay. So tiny space, 1/50th of a second. Start from there. It's almost like another cellist is chiming in here, right? After cellist number one. And so doing that in Bach often has a nice touch to it. Okay? And let's see. Now, that's another possibility, and start from there. So you're shaping it off there. Maybe get a tiny bit softer for that C, and then resume here. F sharp. Tiny space.
Okay.
Right. Something like that, and maybe add another 50th of a second to that C. But, or you could, in addition to a cellist, you could also imagine a voice, okay? Because they got to take like real quick breath there. And so, that's part of the concept of, people will say, you want your music to breathe. That's one of the things. Also, making sure you do the rest, which you did. Okay. And shaping this is also a nice touch, even if you didn't do the up bow here. tiny micro crescendo there maybe. Let's do the whole thing one more time. Do it from, oh, I don't know, around there to the end. Or you can start measuring before if you want, wherever's comfortable. Okay. This can be a challenging little snippet there, isn't it? Sometimes when people do that four-note ornament, not all the notes come out. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the trick is for that. Ornaments, whether they're three-note or four-note, you want to regard as melody also. These bits of melody just take a little shorter time. So you want to start a little softer instead of accenting and hoping that the momentum will take you. You didn't do that, but you'll see a lot of people doing that. But start a little softer, increase energy through it, like that. Yeah. Doesn't require a whole lot of energy, just a little. Okay. Just do the right hand there.
Up in here, yeah.
One more time. That was good.
Okay.
All right. I like how Bach ends in the major key.
Yeah.
So often. Now, here, and we're just talking about a little short snippet of music here, but in the right hand, and that it would be considered melody voice, this, I would make it a little softer. So it won't compete with the melody. Or if you're bringing that off, it won't compete with that.
Okay.
Start, I don't know, is that a good spot?
You start right there?
Okay.
Okay.
Or you want to start a little before that?
Sure. There's no good starting place in this music.
Uh-huh. Right, yeah. See, so that gives a little more face time to that
Yeah.
D. Try that one more time. You hold that D. Make that B a tiny bit softer. Even softer than that. This stuff is soft. looks like a string trio or 3 people singing. Yeah, it's easy. No, not rocket science, but here, because you're doing 2 voices with one, it's kind of tricky. Because you have to, while you're making one voice more distinct, you're backing off on the others, and so you're 2 people with one hand, and of course with the left hand too. Here and here, good opportunities for up bow. Like that, okay. And so we call it orchestrating our Bach, like that. But if you do that, then you'll find more opportunities to enhance your Bach. Doesn't matter whether it's a prelude or a full suite. Okay. Let's see. You could do a very tiny ritardando around there. That would help prepare what's coming up.
Okay.
I'll start somewhere there before.
Can I just start right there?
That's fine. Now add the left hand. Okay. Now, when you're practicing this, it's good to begin at key places, not just the beginning, because what happens there, in that case, is that your hands develop muscle memory, and so if you try to start at a random place, they have a harder time doing that because they've been conditioned to life began here. There's no re-beginning it else in the middle. And so when you're, go ahead and practice this separately to be aware of the bass, the cello or the bass singer, as well as starting at certain places. That results in your hands you'll get to know the piece even more securely.
Okay.
Right, very good, thank you.